Hi students, welcome to our channel Physics Concepts by Ali sir. And in the today's session, we are going to discuss about the complete admission procedure in IITs and other than IITs like IIITs, NITs and deemed universities and prestigious colleges. Then first of all, now let's discuss about IITs. Then if you want to get admission in the IIT, then there is two steps are there to come to get admission in the IIT. The first step is you have to write a main exam. If you complete the main exam, then you will be given eligibility to write advanced exam. Once after you clear even a advanced exam also, then you will be given an admission in the IITs. How those all things you will see now. And when you are studying intermediate second year, right from the February month onwards, then you can write the main exam 4 times. It can be February onwards, February, March, April and May. Till May you can write the exam 4 times. And here then what will happen is, once after getting the rank, depending upon your rank, then you will be given the admission into the advance. And here then this what is the mode of exam is, this mode of exam can be completely online, computer based test. Then only one paper is there. In that one paper 3 subjects are there: maths, physics and chemistry. And each subject consists 25 questions. One paper 3 subjects and each paper consists 25 questions. 25 fours, then 100. So put together you have to write an exam for 300 marks. In this the paper model is, then out of 25 questions, 20 questions are MCQs, multiple choice questions. Means one question will be given, then options will be given A, B, C, D. Any option you can choose and you can give a input to the system. And then integer type questions. Integer type question in sense there will be, it's like fill in the blanks like that. And for your understanding I'm telling you, not exactly the fill in the blanks. And it will be, then you have to give some answer as input. For example, if your answer is sine of kx plus omega t, like that any one value you have to give the input to the system. And here now let us see the marks allotment. I hope that it is clear about the MCQs and integer type. And now let us see the marks allotment. In the MCQs, each correct answer will be given 4 marks. Okay, and you should be very careful at here. If we have written any wrong answer, then -1 mark will be given to you. Means all positive marks will be added and there are correct answers. Correct answers marks will be taken into consideration. All negative marks will be taken into consideration. Both will be combined, so that affects your total marks. And coming to the integer type questions, then you are completely safe here, because in integer type questions for each correct answer 4 marks, but no negative answer for any, no negative mark for this any wrong answer. Okay, right. Up to this part, then you have written. So far you have written for 300 marks. Then you have written. Out of this 300, then depending upon your percentile break, not percentage, percentile. The depending upon what is this a percentile, the percentile calculation, it's a complex calculation, because the top mark, minimum mark and your mark and those all things will be multiplied with the number of, divided with the number of students. Oof, it's lot of complication, no need of this one. Then NTA will take care of the percentile procedure. So then you will be given a percentile. Depending upon the percentile and a category, then you will be given a chance to write a advanced exam. For example, in the 2020, then in the general category, the percentile is nearly 90.35. 90.35. So the students who are getting above 90.35 percentile, they will be given a chance to write a advanced exam. So generally approximately then 2.5 lakh students will be given a chance to write a advanced exam. Excuse me. And once the students who are getting the advanced exam, Then they will go for the exam. 2 compulsory papers they should write, paper 1, paper 2, and with maths, physics, chemistry as the subjects. And okay, that's great, you have cleared even the eligible rank you got, then you will be given admission in the 23 IITs. We have 23 IITs are there. In the 23 IITs put together 15,000 seats are there. 14,000 seats general and 1,000 seats are and supernumerary quota, means economically weaker sections, so for them those will be reserved. Even for girls quota also will falls in this one. So put together 50,000 seats are there. That's great, you got the seat in the IIT. If anybody did not get the seat in the IIT but they have written advanced exam but they could not clear the advanced exam, then what will happen? Then there will be a chance for them to get admission in the good engineering colleges. Then with the help of the good percentile, what is the percentile? The depending upon the percentile, then you will be given admission in the NITs. Total we have 31 NITs and 22,000 NITs and 20,000 seats are. And triple IT, 26 triple ITs at 5,000 seats. Government funding technical institutions 6,000 are there, and in those. Apart from that one, any deemed universities and premier colleges, prestigious colleges will be there, no? And in that one, the admission will be given that. And so ultimately, then if you want to get a seat in the IIT, then what you have to go for? Then you have to write a main and a advanced. Once if you clear these all, no advanced exam, you will get IIT. Otherwise, you will get a remaining in premier colleges. And here, the most important thing is, if you want to get a seat in the IIT, then the deciding factor or rank deciding factor is generally physics. So you should have good knowledge in the physics. So to get a concrete information about the physics and the basic concepts, then just follow our channel to get the best concept. Then down I have given the link for the starting onwards how to prepare and what are the basic concepts, those all things then you will get in the following link. And go on study, all the best.